I'm Tony, and I play guitar, as you can see. Um, I've played on a few songs on Jason's album because he asked me nicely, and he lets me hug him every once in a while. So I did 4 songs, and they were great fun. It's a big change for me to play on something that sounds so different. I mean, his music is very different. There's no one that I've worked with recently making the kind of music that he does. It's not to say it's good, but it's just different. No, I'm just kidding. It's good. But yeah, so it was, and the for me the most fun part was that I was pretty much given the freedom to do anything I want. I mean, he didn't. He let me kind of create the parts and get the sounds I wanted, and there was no specific instructions as such. I mean, apart from a bare minimum instruction. So that was fun, coming up with stuff to play and actually playing it, and doing fun stuff like layering different sounding guitars and different kinds of guitars, different pedals, different amplifiers, stuff like that. And I think a really good thing, a really fun part about not working with in the context of conventional guitar music, where all guitar players, they want you to sound like you're playing a $10,000 guitar through a $20,000 tube amp. The cool thing about doing non-guitar specific music, which a lot of this is that you get to experiment a little bit with weird sounds, and not necessarily weird, with gear that might not be conventionally looked upon as being the best guitar gear in the world, but the guitar is just a layer in this music, so it's not guitar centric. So as long as it fills a certain space and gives you the sound of a guitar, then it's cool, and that it's fun. You get to experiment with some non-guitaristic sounds, which is what I've done on a couple of the songs, and that was fun. Okay, so now a little bit about the gear that I used. I just finished tracking for this one song where I'm using my trusty Gibson Les Paul. Classic custom. It's a lovely guitar. This particular song, I thought it fit with everything else. There's a bunch of other stuff going on. Obviously layers of pianos and vocals and drums and percussion and stuff like that. And in the arrangement of this particular song, I tried some of my other guitars, and this one seemed to sit better. So I used this guitar, and I used a couple of pedals as well. I used quite a fun pedal, the Soundblock's multi-wave distortion, made by Source Audio. This does a bunch of things. It does some conventional distortions, but it does some weird distortions as well. Like, I don't want to get into what exactly it does, but you can take a listen to what some of the unconventional distortions sound like. This is an octave effect. And if I roll my guitar volume down and bring it slowly in, so it doesn't really sound like a guitar. Okay, it's already playing, but okay, so that's one thing it does, but it also does something like a regular fuzz. If I just turn this knob and crank the volume a bit. So it's not a straight ahead overdrive or distortion, it's kind of like a fuzz, and it's totally digital. There's nothing analog in that pedal, just so you know. The other pedal I used on this on this one song that I'm talking about, is the Jekyll and Hyde. I use both sides individually. You can combine them on this pedal, but that can be a little noisy, so I didn't use that. I used the red side, the Hyde side, for some rhythm. And I double that with the overdrive side. So the red side is a distortion, the green side is an overdrive, kind of like a tube screamer, and I double that with the distortion side. Just to layer it and make it sound a little thicker. Both of them sound slightly different. And also for certain layers I used this Black Star HD dist pedal, and this is another distortion pedal. Yeah, so that's what each of those sound like. That's a really cool pedal. It sounds really nice. Everything does, and like I was saying, because it's not specifically a guitar album, it doesn't need the sound. You know, you can experiment and get different sounds that would sound gnarly on their own, maybe, but you know, layered underneath all this stuff or in combination with other guitar stuff, that sounds cool. And at the end of it all, we have our trusty stranger, Cube 80. It's an 80-watt solid-state amps, and it costs like $5. Trusty stranger. Oh, cute stranger. Okay, anyway, that's enough about gear. So, buy the album. It's awesome because I played on it. No, it's awesome even though I played on it. Okay. Buy the album anyway. Thank you.